It's your boy, the Hypehead Sneaker Beast, back with another video. Hey, look, I like seeing these thefts, these thieves get caught, bro. Like, it's something about knowing that they doing something wrong and they getting caught on camera. I don't know if they actually gonna be caught or not, but hey, just the fact that we caught it on camera, man, we peep game. We got to see how, some of y'all crooks out there got to try to figure out how to get over on some of these people, man. They giving y'all the blueprint. Look, but hey, look, don't forget to comment, like, share, man, and subscribe to the channel. But like I said, man, I love to laugh, I love horror, and I definitely love sneakers, man. So, but we're gonna get into this today. We're not talking about sneakers. Let me get the sneakers off my brain. Let's jump into this video.
Stealing is always wrong. But that doesn't mean it's not seriously entertaining to watch.
Is stealing always wrong though? Like, hey, if you gotta feed your family, right? Hey, drop it in the comments if you think stealing
Thieves are always trying to find new cunning ways of stealing without getting caught, and it can be truly amazing to see how they pull off these ingenious stunts. Of course, these examples of criminal agility are luckily often caught on camera, and today I'm going to show them to you. Ready to take a look? Let's get it on. It's one thing to rob a store in front of customers. They usually aren't on the lookout for those things and will be too scared to step in. Robbing a store in front of employees or the owner is much more difficult, but this guy came up with a plan. He just put on some workman's clothes that make him look vaguely like someone coming to service the cash machine. He simply walks up to it, fiddles with it a bit, takes all the money out and slips it into his pocket, then just waltzes out the door like nothing ever happened. All in view of the poor store clerk who must have felt horrible when he finally discovered what had happened. This is Italy, often seen as an idyllic country where most things in life come pretty easy. After watching this, I'm thinking that stereotype unfortunately applies to thieves too. No word on where they got their fancy truck, but they'd obviously cased the joint, as they say, because they knew exactly where the cash machine was to ram raid the bank from the most convenient spot. They have a fairly easy time tipping the huge machine onto that very helpful truck, and then they're gone. They look more chilled doing that than I do relaxing on a beach. Hopefully they up their security and take a closer look at that footage so they can't get away with it again. I don't know who copied this idea from who, but word obviously spread among the criminal community. It's obviously the most common way of stealing cash machines. These guys seem to have fine-tuned this method. First, their stolen construction vehicle helped them drive straight through the gate. Then they gently break away the wall.
So you mean to tell me that a claw construction vehicle was driven down the street? It looks late at night. No one reported it missing. No one reported just seeing this thing driving, not during normal working hours. Hey, man.
Around the cash machine before simply picking it up and putting it in their van. I'm surprised they didn't also raid the liquor store even though they'd broken down the wall, but it probably adds to the risk of getting caught, which is probably also why they set the digger alight after. I guess there's still hope that they messed up their own van by carrying a whole cash machine with it. This has got to be the most successful crime ever committed by a bunch of thieves who are completely incompetent. This van load of teenagers broke into this car dealership and unfortunately got seriously lucky. Turns out the owner of the dealership left a whole box of keys to all the cars on the lot in an unlocked drawer in the office. The kids just picked them up, then ran around matching keys to the cars. Car thieves who could hardly drive would make...
How are you, do you think you're gonna keep this car? You're gonna drive all of these cars for like 20 minutes and then leave it on the side of the road? Like, what's the point? If you're gonna be a thief, bro, at least, I don't know.
Make a great premise for a comedy film, and you could put this footage straight into it. I lost count of how many times they nearly crashed into something. It's a minor miracle they got away with anything. Never mind the 8 cars that they took, plus the van they had stolen previously that they used to ram the gate. I seriously don't know how they did it, but hopefully they left behind loads of evidence.
I'm sure they
did. The phrase daylight robbery is pretty commonplace, but you can't usually use it so literally. These Russian criminals walked into this large supermarket in the middle of the day while it was filled with shoppers, leaving dozens of witnesses, and they just took out a cash machine and left with it. Sure, they had slightly disguised themselves, but not nearly enough for most criminals who would never have taken that chance. Unfortunately, there was a lot of money lost. The machine they walked out with had 2 billion rubles in it. That's more than $25,000 and is worth probably even more to them. Despite their blatant display, the police are still on the lookout for the suspects, so they might even have gotten away with their...
Which lets me know you could pretty much just get away with anything you want, bro. Like, how do these guys still? How are they not still in jail? How are they not in jail right now? That makes no sense. This is insane.
Crime despite committing it in front of an audience. I can't tell if this robbery is expertly or really badly executed. They got away with plenty of stuff, but it sure took them long enough. They start off by crawling around on the floor for a while to avoid motion sensors. Then they steal plenty of cough syrup and other odd things. Don't get me wrong, I don't know the street value of cough syrup, but I'm sure it's worth it. They stay in the pharmacy for 2 hours fiddling with things and angle grinding into the safe while trying not to set the carpet alight, and unfortunately, nobody noticed. The prescription medication they pulled out of that safe ended up being worth a whopping $2 million. Now suddenly I'm wondering why thieves don't spend 2 hours in closed pharmacies more often, but hopefully cops will be looking out for this from now on. As we've seen, a thief's favorite way to steal a cash machine is to get a little bit crazy. This group of thieves had a slightly different approach, but they obviously still decided to come in, so to speak. They didn't really need a gun because they had a giant construction vehicle. Cash machines are difficult to steal because they're heavy, huge, and built into walls, but this plan solved all those problems. They chose to smash into it repeatedly with a digger until it fell out of the wall. Then they tied it up and rode off into the night with it. Unfortunately, their wild approach worked. They got everything they wanted, and it was fast enough to get away despite all the noise they made. This one will frighten all of you who have passive entry cars. This sophisticated and very clever form of theft is known as a key fob relay hack. The guy walking around the house has a tablet in his hand, which is picking up the signal from the car key and boosting it to the phone in the hand of the guy standing at the car. The car just unlocks for them and off they go. Well, almost. It would have felt much cooler if it had gone down that way. Lucky for the car owners, all their movie-style technology never taught them how to unplug a Tesla. They get away in the end, but not after letting the cameras capture their faces nicely. You might want to look out for a signal blocking pouch for your car keys because apparently this happens more often than you'd think. You've probably seen videos of people.
So we need that signal blocking pouch because I definitely I need that. I gotta have one of those. Let me know which one is a good one. I need to know.
People struggling like crazy and failing miserably at stealing cash machines. After watching this video, I now think they don't often get away with it because they approach them carefully. Not these guys. Sure, ramming your car into the doors of the building to break in is already a pretty full-on approach, but he almost looks like he calms down once he gets to his target. He definitely hasn't, though. He's just making sure the stage is set for his grand finale. It's a bold approach that probably shouldn't have worked, and the building isn't doing too well after. Plus, there's all the rubble to dig through to get to the cash machine he's trying to steal. I'll give points for style, but it's a shame he got away with it, even after creating all those obstacles for himself. I don't know about you, but my first thought when I saw this footage was that with so many thieves in this gang, surely the robbery won't be worth it in the end when they're all sitting around splitting the money they stole. What I hadn't noticed is how heavily guarded the store is. Look how difficult it is for the truck to rip those doors off. This store definitely holds something to make this worth their while, and that thing is guns. Yeah, it's the worst possible thing they could have stolen. Not only could they sell them, but this robbery could fuel all kinds of other terrible robberies to come. No wonder they thought it was worth it. Yikes. This can serve as a warning to all shop owners. Don't put your cash machines in front of the store window because it looks like thieves see that as an opportunity. This gang went all out for this one, going through the trouble of stealing the truck they would use for this stunt. After all, they wouldn't want to scratch up their own truck by crashing it through the window of a 7-Eleven. It looks like the position of the cash machine made this easier for them because they could just lift it onto the truck. Luckily, they were caught on camera running through the rubble and rolling around, complaining on the back of the truck. So they managed to humiliate themselves before speeding to where
I feel bad for like the owners of the stores. I'm not gonna lie to you because I feel like somehow it's gonna come out of their pocket or affect them. But ATMs, bro, banks, bro, like man, they've been getting over on us for a long time anyway.
Wherever they were going to store that cash machine and then dumping the stolen truck. There are all kinds of ways that people use to successfully steal things. You could use the wild, blowing stuff up and breaking through wall style we've seen. You can be super clever and sneaky, or you can use sympathy. I think it's pretty easy to guess which approach this slimy guy decided on. He has a little child with him. It's like a golden opportunity to a tentative thief. He even gets the chance to check out the merchandise and decide which one he wants most. Nobody's going to question a single dad caring for his small boy, are they? Very sneaky and very effective, but very wrong. Shame on you, dude. Sometimes we try things with
I'm
the
sure you
best
got away with it,
intentions,
too.
but it blows up in our face. We all know that feeling. So you can really feel for this salesperson who made the mistake of saying yes to a buyer who asked to view the ring they were looking at in natural light. The clever thief really takes his time in creating a false sense of security in that poor saleswoman standing outside the shop with them. She thinks she's absolutely fine.
You already know what I'm about to say. She was real comfortable with this guy for one reason. One reason.
Fine until she looks away for a second to open the door, and the brazen thief just walks off as though nothing's happening. The severity of this mistake really depends.
And all he's got to say is, she gave it to me. I didn't know I was taking it. She gave it to me. That's what I would say. We outside the store, she handed it to me on camera. It's mine now, bro. You know what I'm gonna say.
On what the ring was worth, though. And unfortunately, this poor salesperson did not get off lightly.
Idiot.
It happens to be worth an eye-watering $16,000. No wonder she was willing to give the guy anything he asked for to make the sale.
Come on, bro. 16K. And you just, oh, here, take a look. Come on, fam. Hey, man. That might have been the dumbest right there. That might have been the dumbest. Hey, man, some of these were really clever, man. They definitely did a lot of crazy stuff. I just want to know how they stealing all this equipment and just like not getting caught, nothing happening. But look, man, hey, that's the ingenious thefts caught on camera, man. I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to rock with your boy, the Hype Head Sneaker Beast. I'll be back with another video. Do not forget to subscribe, man. Like and share. As always, it's your boy, the Hype Head Sneaker Beast. I'm out.